Hey everyone, today we're talking about professionalism. This is something I find very important. It's a term I hear thrown around quite a bit, and I really want to give my 2 cents on what I feel professionalism is in our industry. Now, this goes for any industry, whether it's in sports, whether it's in real estate, of course, or any other business. There's some common traits, and the best way to understand what something is to understand what it's not, and that's why I like to do contrast comparison, professional versus amateur. So we're going to do some exercises to really explain what professionalism is to me and how you can use that information to improve your business. So first things first, a professional in my mind is somebody who is very time focused. They're focused their energy on their profession. They are building a business. They are looking at maximizing their efficiency on time and return on reward for the effort they put into it. They separate their professional life and their business life. Sorry, professional and personal life. They separate the two. They don't allow the two to merge, so they're not going to drop, kids' birthday parties and date nights to go rush out and show people houses because they separate the two and they value both. Professional is somebody who is really seeing themselves as not somebody who is in the real estate business, but somebody who is in the business of real estate. And that's what a professional does. Versus an amateur in my mind is somebody who's much more pop-tarty. They're much more frazzled. They're running around. They're always 15 minutes late because they've overbooked themselves. They're not being efficient. They're constantly dropping what they're doing to chase an opportunity. They are somebody who is not planned. They're what we call grab baggy. They'll reach into the bag every day and pull out what's today's new thing going to bring me. So they're not formulaic or systematic, and they're not focusing on maximizing their return or getting really, really good at being efficient with their systems. So that's somebody who's an amateur. Now this, again, is in real estate. This is somebody who's in sports. Doesn't matter. You're either looking at your profession as a professional, or you're looking at what you're doing as a hobby or an extracurricular activity as an amateur. And the mental state you're in is really, really key. So key things that a professional does versus an amateur is a professional is productive versus an amateur is busy. So what productive means is somebody who gets a lot of things done and in the time they have. A professional uses their calendar effectively. They're excellent time management people. They're people that are able to say, this hour I'm doing calls, this hour I'm doing follow-up, this hour I'm going to do some showings, this hour I'm going to do some paperwork, this hour I'm doing another appointment, and so forth and so on. They've structured their day, their week, to have a formulaic, systematic approach so that they know where they're going to be at all times, and when their appointments end, they're on to the next appointment. They always schedule enough time in between appointments for drive time, for overlap, so that they're never chasing or running around. They're not pulling their hair out or wishing that there was 26 hours in a day. These are people that are formulaic, systematic, productive, delivering results, high efficiency. Busy work, on the other hand, is somebody who's just spinning the wheels. This is people that are, they make one phone call and then they put the phone down and work for 30 minutes on emails or Facebook and go back and get another phone call. They spend 2 hours doing 3 or 4 phone calls and they feel like they've accomplished a lot when the productive person's made 30 phone calls. So it's really about being efficient and focused on what you're trying to accomplish. The busy person is not that. They're spinning their wheels but not accomplishing much. And if you're feeling that you're frazzled and pulling in many directions, you're maybe more busy work than you are productive work. Set expectations. This is so critical. A professional sets expectations up front with the people they're working with. We all understand in this business that you don't list a house without listing contract. It's pretty much 1 + 1 with that. You don't put signs in the front lawn, you don't spend money, you don't put it on the MLS without a legal contract that allows you to represent that client and advertise their home for sale and lay out relationships and terms of commissions and so forth, dates and whatnot. You lay all that stuff up front. However, a lot of us believe that doesn't exist for buyers. We just run around and show buyers properties. Be a Pop-Tart. We pop out of the seat when an opportunity calls and we drop what we're doing and we run out the door and chase a commission. And we don't request contracts. We don't have a systematic process to take that buyer from a contact all the way through to a qualified client to a closing. So what you need to do in your business is set expectations. And I'll use buyers as a perfect example. So you don't need to require a buyer to sign a contract before you open a door for them. That's not what you need to do. You need to run your business however you choose to run your business. Everyone has their own business model. Some people prefer to do a free tour, show the buyer some properties, build a relationship, and then sit down for an appointment to do a consultation and get documents signed. Some people choose never to do that and wait until the very end when they do offers. I'd recommend that you have a formulaic plan that you repeat over and over and over again, no matter who the buyer is, whether they're a best friend, a parent, or a stranger. You should have a formulaic way of handling that buyer through the whole process. For me, I don't mind doing a free tour, especially if it's a buyer calling a listing of my